Hi, for libertyandeconomics.com, I'm Nick Sorrentino. So, the markets have been very shaky. Everybody's afraid of a sovereign debt crisis. Um, now, what does this mean? Well, basically, it means that people are afraid that entire countries will default on their debt. Um, you're going to hear a lot about the PIIGS. Um, this is a great term, probably thought up in Britain. I'd bet money on it. But it refers to Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, and Spain. PIIGS. And these countries are considered most likely, or perhaps not likely at this point, but there's the possibility that these countries will default on their debt. Um, of course, there are a bunch of other countries in Eastern Europe that don't fall neatly into this acronym. Uh, the Baltic states are in trouble. Um, you know, not to mention the other Eastern European countries all have challenges of their own. But anyway, what we're seeing now is, we had this global almost collapse in fall of 2008. And what did governments of the world do? Well, they poured fiat money into the system one way or another, to keep everything afloat. And you can kind of think of it like, um, I mean, this isn't exactly the same, to say the least, but uh, imagine your family and say you're the only breadwinner, and you lose your job, but you happen to have a large credit line. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, you're going to maintain your lifestyle. Well, I mean, hopefully you wouldn't. Hopefully you'd ratchet it down if you're smart. But essentially, what the West has done here in the world generally is they've sought to maintain their lifestyle by buying all their groceries and paying their bills on credit. But eventually, that credit runs out, and you know these weakest of the industrialized countries are the first to sort of feel this, you know, the weak underpinnings of this quote unquote recovery, which frankly I don't think is a recovery at all. I don't think we're in for. I don't think we're talking about double dip recession here. I think we're talking about. I mean, I think we're in the midst of a recession slash depression, and I don't care how many times they tell us that everything's getting better. I think it's a load of BS, but that's another issue. Anyway, for you as an investor, um, I pay very close attention to the PIIGS. Um, it could signal a whole nother um, large scale crisis where we're not just talking about banks going out, we're talking about entire countries. And the question will be, will the central banks be able to overwhelm this crisis if it happens? Um, we'll see. Of course, the thing to keep in mind is, the real big question is, can the central banks continue to overwhelm each crisis with fiat money? Um, you can do that for a good long time, I think, but eventually it falls down, and the higher the debt pile gets, the more catastrophic the end result. And I'm very concerned about that. So, for what it's worth. Until next time.